Hey there! So, I know that it's back to school season, and I know this not only because I'm going back to school the closest Wednesday to today, that is not tomorrow, so like next Wednesday, but also because every YouTuber under the sun is doing back to school giveaways. Now, I'm a poor person and not a particularly famous person, famous enough to garner sponsors, not yet. So I'm not going to do a giveaway. But there have also been people who are doing like back to school tips and advice things. So that's more up my alley because you all know I'm such a pro at school. Like, I'm graduating in 5 years. Like, such a pro. So we're just going to jump right in. First thing, I don't actually have it right here. So, pardon me while I get it. Is, this, or a book like it, if you're in the United States, or if you have to take the SAT somewhere else. So that is a 2016 and beyond SAT prep book, and it's very important that you get one from March 2016 onward, because the SAT changed. It changed dramatically. This one is from the College Board, the people who give the test. It's the one I recommend. It includes 4 real SATs and some other stuff. Now you're like, what the frick? Azaria. That's a huge book. It is. Do 30-minute chunks per day. That's my recommendation. Anything more than that is a little lot. And then maybe like once a month, once every 2 months, depending on when your SAT is, sit down and, like, do a full SAT test, prep test or something, I don't know. I think it's great. It's really helping me in my studying. So, there's that. Tip number 2, find all your cool friends and ask them if they're rearranging their, note-taking stuff. A bunch of my friends are, and so I'm getting free binders and pens and highlighters and things, and it's super cool. So yeah, do the thing. Tip number 3, water. Now, I know, I'm weird. I drink 2 liters of water every day. Ideally. I'm probably not going to today, considering it's 9:31 and I have barely started this one. But it's so important to keep your body hydrated. It helps keep you, less susceptible to getting sick. It makes you more awake. It helps you not, like, overeat. And I know I'm a stress eater, so I just drink water. And it helps vaguely, a little bit. Usually teachers will allow you to have water in the classroom and nothing else. Sometimes they'll let you have, like, a tea or something. Do that, especially if you have, like, a caffeine tea and you have a morning class that you will otherwise sleep through. But usually drinking water, for me, provides enough of a stimulus. Just the action, I think, of doing the drinking is helpful. Tip number 4, are we on, is this thing. So this is, it looks like a blanket. It's actually a fleece, bathrobe thing. It's a blanket with sleeves. And the point is, it's super, super comfortable. I wish y'all could feel it. And it's also plaid, which is nice. But be comfortable when you're studying. Like, this year, I'm going to be doing a bunch of homework and studying a bunch. Because I'm taking, like, those 2 AP classes, plus my other classes are basically APs, and I have academic electives this year, which are stressful. So it's going to be a very long day for me every day, and then the last thing I want to do when I come home is work, but that's what I have to do. And so I'm gonna spend a lot of time in this, because if you make yourself comfortable, then it becomes easier to do uncomfortable things. Now, like, don't make yourself so comfortable that you fall asleep, because that happened to me a lot last year. Part of having Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is just not having, or any chronic illness, is having a lack of energy, and so it was very easy for me to take naps, and I needed that because my sleep schedule was weird, and this year I'm trying to fix that by doing homework at different times, blah 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 blah, you don't care. But, if you're comfortable, just not too comfortable, then you're more likely to be able to do something. So, my final tip is this. Buy a giant whiteboard. And make a weekly schedule. Yeah, this is 1 week. I haven't made a schedule for this week because I've made my schedule for the week I start classes. Somehow that's just more helpful. And I have the marker that came with it, but I also have 8 other markers. And so I made like some sort of color coding system for my markers. Since I have 8, I divided it into 8 different things. And I figured I might share my system. Your system and my system might not look the same. So it's a weekly schedule, but I also have a section for bigger dates, which currently say outline of thesis book, SAT. First application due. My school has a deadline 3 weeks ahead of some other deadline in November. And all apps due because I want to apply not early decision, but early action, I think, to every school. Whatever the non-committal one is, where you apply early. So I have, in the red one, I'm using for school, the orange for college stuff, the green for free time. You'll see there's a lot of not free time. There's only one square, and that's where I'm browsing Tumblr for half an hour on Saturday. Blue is church events. Purple is friend or family events. For example, if this schedule was for this week, I'd put dinner with Teddy and Brenda, or I'd probably just put dinner because I couldn't fit all that, somewhere on Wednesday because tomorrow we're going to eat with weird family friends who I name dropped. I'm sorry. They're a bunch of Teddy and Brendas though. It's fine. Pink is for YouTube/YouTube related things. Brown is for miscellaneous tasks, so far the vast majority of which involve transportation, which I've decided to label as a miscellaneous task. And black is for free time, which there currently is none of. There are a lot of question marks just because I don't exactly know what's happening every hour of every day next week. Yeah, so I broke it up into hours, and I'm color coding it. And some things, like checking emails, are divided. Like, there were 3 colors, but only, like, 2 sections, because I check emails under azariaspace@gmail.com, where you can send me stuff. And I check emails under the one I'm using to apply to colleges and for school stuff. So that's in both orange and red, even though I'm just doing one thing. I also have little a notes section underneath the key. Currently it says week of August 21st through 27th, 2016, because that's the week on the weekly schedule. It says back to school, and it says do the homework. There's also a drawing of a graduation cap with a tassel that says 2017, and it says the goal. I finally have 2 sticky notes on it, and those sticky notes are prayer requests I have culled from the comments. So yeah, also if you have prayer requests, feel free to share them in the comments. Yeah, those are my kind of back to school tips. 8 hours of sleep is crucial. I know you think homework's the most important thing. Get your sleep. This is something I'm telling myself as much as I'm telling you all. Sleep is important. I set a bedtime of 10 p.m. for myself, and I'm doing my best to stick to that in the summer, and I'm going to stick to it during the school year. And it's just a question of finding time for homework. I have, so from when I come home, I have upload/comments, which is when I view comments. I do that for half an hour, then I check emails for half an hour, which probably isn't going to actually last half an hour, which is fine. Neither of those probably will. Which means that I can get to homework sooner, and homework is currently for an hour. and then another hour of homework, but there's a little break in between there. And then half an hour of SAT prep, dinner for half an hour of homework, 45 minutes of college application work, which may be turned into homework depending, like 15 minutes for packing, and then I go to sleep at 10 p.m. So, like, it's not fun, but that might be what it takes. And we'll see, like, how things change and whatever, but that's what's up for now. Anyway, so those are 5 tips for back to school. So first there's, like, supplies. Not even first. There's supplies and then also tips for doing the school thing. I hope this was vaguely helpful. You listened to me ramble for, like, 11 minutes, basically. So, props to you for that. And I hope you have a great day. And if you're going back to school, good luck with your life. I hope you don't die.